What's going on, guys? Venomousfatman here, and here's a brand new segment of The Verdict for you. This time, I'm talking about one of the old school Disney cartoons from back in the day, around the 90s. I'm talking about this one right here, people. That's right, it's Darkwing Duck. There you go, so that way you guys could see it right here. Let me show you guys the back. Right here, it's Darkwing Duck. This is volume 2, by the way. But there's 2 volumes in the series. I believe it's about 2-3 seasons. So anyway, what's Darkwing Duck all about? Pretty much, Darkwing Duck is a parody, almost an entire kind of joke on everything there is about superheroes, as well as other things like kind of like James Bond or Secret Agent type of stuff. Here's the thing about Darkwing Duck. I grew up with this cartoon. I absolutely love it. It was awesome back in the day. It still holds up now to a lot of the cartoons that are at least being shown now on today's television. But here's the thing about Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck always had this huge comedy element to it. Obviously, it was the different kind of humor that there was back in the day. But besides that, it wasn't afraid to actually tell a much more mature type of joke. You know, a lot of TV and a lot of cartoons back then, even all the way back into Looney Tunes, were a little more daring as far as the kind of jokes that they were telling. Nowadays, a lot of the cartoons, not so much Disney cartoons, but just cartoons in general, are kind of much more guarded. They're a little more kind of subdued and a little bit much more brought back in the type of humor that they bring, as well as the violence and everything. This one, however, completely, because of the time frame it was actually released, doesn't have any of those restrictions. So anyway, you have Drake Mallard, who is Darkwing Duck, you know, his whole dual identity. He has a kind of like Batman-esque type of feel to him, where he doesn't have any superpowers, but he's really smart. He knows martial arts. He has a whole bunch of cool gadgets, including his famous gas gun, where he pretty much shoots gas at his enemies. And, you know, he also, every now and once in a while, he'll appear when he's actually going to, appear before a group of bad guys. He'll actually come out in a whole cloud of smoke and say his famous catchphrase, "I am the terror that flaps in the night," blah, blah, blah. The cool thing about it also, you know, kind of the reason why I say Batman-esque is because Darkwing Duck had a huge rogues gallery. Well, not huge, but a decent amount of different characters that were his rogues gallery, which is, you know, his villains. You had Quackerjack, Megavolt, you had Negaduck, you had, Bushroot, the Liquidator, a whole bunch of different casts. The list goes on. I believe there's almost about 10 different villains that are in Darkwing Duck, the actual TV series, where are all his enemies. Then you also have, you know, the other heroines or the sub-characters, like Launchpad McQuack from DuckTales. You also have Goslin, which is his adopted daughter, as well as Shush, which is kind of like, Shush is like the equivalent of what Marvel's Marvel's, S.H.I.E.L.D. is. That's what Shush is to Darkwing Duck. It's just pretty much a secret organization that helps, you know, stop, world domination and things like that. You know, big time villains. Has a bunch of cool humor in it, like I've said before. Has great different little moments in there where, you know, they're kind of jokes that could kind of go 2 different ways. You know, kids will interpret it one way, but adults will interpret it another. Like I said, that's more due to more of like the time frame it was actually released. Whole bunch of episodes. What's really sad though, and which, you know, was really disappointing to me when I found out about it, was that this show was canceled, not because the show was anything bad, but because towards the final season, there was an episode that was never actually drawn or never actually aired, which had some sort of satanic image into it. So when Disney kind of got wind of that, they kind of pulled the plug on the series, which is really sucks, you know, because there's so much stuff you could do with Darkwing Duck. There's so much substance, so infinite amount of stories you could probably tell with him. But even though the cartoon series did end, what happened was, and I'll even show you guys, the stories of Darkwing Duck even continued in the comic series. This is a volume. It's called The Duck Knight Returns. You know, you can imagine, parody of Batman. But pretty much, it's just, you know, the continuing stories of Darkwing Duck, of Drake Mallard, where he does all kinds of little shenanigans. Here you go. They even do the straight up parody of The Dark Knight Returns. You guys can see that there, but it's pretty cool. I love this actual universe. This is probably one of my favorite Disney cartoons, right next to Gargoyles, and as well as Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I know I'm kind of nerding out a little bit, but, you know, the Darkwing Duck, you know, I grew up watching this. I used to come home every day and actually watch this show. It was so much fun. So anyway, the stories continue in the actual comics. Now, I'm hoping that, down the line, Disney will actually wake up and maybe bring back Darkwing Duck. Maybe not as so much as a movie, but also probably, in any new comics or even a new cartoon series. It would be awesome because there's so many fans out there of this actual character. Disney would be a fool not to bring him back. I would love to see like a time frame where a lot of the older Disney cartoons actually make some sort of comeback, or at least, brought forward to a new generation of actual viewers. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously with something like that, with the whole remakes and everything that's going on, a lot of stuff is going to get diluted and stuff, but just the simple fact to have this character back in the limelight would be awesome to me. I would also love to see Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. That was another one. DuckTales, Gargoyles, Aladdin, what is it? Y'all don't remember. Tailspin. Tailspin was another one. All those Disney cartoons were so much fun back in the day. But anyway, bottom line is this. If you have not seen Darkwing Duck, if you have not had a chance to check it out, if you haven't grown up with it, I really suggest that you actually do check it out. It is really fun. You'll get a kick out of it, especially if you like superheroes or have any sort of superhero knowledge or whatnot. You will get a good laugh out of it. And it's really cool. I really recommend this to anybody that loves Disney cartoons. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Leave your comments and video responses, guys. I don't mind. Just keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think of this cartoon. Let me know what you guys think of all the Disney cartoons. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Would you love to see these older Disney cartoon characters make a comeback in today's, kind of cinema or today's TV shows? Put it in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Don't forget, guys, follow me on Twitter at Venomousfatman1 on Twitter.com. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take it easy, everybody.